Have you ever had that feeling where you really need to know what your AI is doing in production? Like, what's actually happening under the hood? Well, today we are going to dive deep into Phoenix by Arize AI. It's this fantastic open source tool built to give you that complete picture. Total observability for your LLMs, your embeddings, and your retrieval systems. So yeah, let's pull back the curtain and see what this is all about. If you work in the ML world, I'm pretty sure this question hits home. You build this amazing LLM-powered app, you ship it to production, and then what? It kind of just runs. It's a total black box. You see that it's working, but do you know why it's working? And, maybe more importantly, do you know why it might be starting to perform a little bit worse over time? And that's the exact problem we're going to tackle.
All right, so to really get to the bottom of this, here's our game plan. We're going to kick things off with the unique challenges of LLM observability. Then, we'll introduce Phoenix as a solution and peek inside its toolkit. We'll see it in action, figure out if it's the right fit for your stack, and then wrap it all up with the most important takeaways.
Okay, let's start with the core of the issue here. See, monitoring a large language model it's just not the same as monitoring a regular old web server. It brings a whole new set of very specific challenges. Your standard logging tools, they just weren't built for this game, and we're about to see exactly why.
This right here breaks down those unique needs perfectly. We're not talking about CPU usage. We're talking about things like detecting drift in your embeddings. Are the very concepts in your data shifting over time? Or what about analyzing the quality of your RAG system's retrieval? Is it actually grabbing the most relevant info? And how are your different prompts performing? These are really specific ML-centric problems that, you guessed it, need a specialized tool.
I love this analogy. It's such a good way to think about the difference. General logging? That's like the odometer in your car. It tells you how many miles you've driven, sure, but it has zero clue about the health of your engine. Phoenix, on the other hand, is the mechanic's diagnostic computer. You plug it right in and it understands all the engine's specific parts, it analyzes performance, and it can even help predict when something's about to go wrong. It's all about that depth, not just tracking the distance.
And that brings us right to Phoenix itself. Now, this isn't just some tool that popped up out of nowhere. It's a really specialized solution, and it comes from the deep expertise of people who've been in the ML monitoring trenches for years. Let's take a closer look at what that actually means for you.
So what is it exactly? Well, Phoenix is an open-source platform from the folks at Arize AI, and it is laser-focused on LLM observability and evaluation. Its whole deal is to provide tracing, really solid evaluation tools, visualization for your embeddings, and deep analysis for your retrieval systems.
This quote really just nails the core value of Phoenix. It's built on Arize's years of hard-won experience in the, let's call it, traditional ML monitoring world. So it's designed from the ground up to help you understand not just what happened, like, say, a drop in performance, but that much more important question of why it happened.
Okay, so how does Phoenix actually deliver on this big promise of deep observability? To figure that out, let's pop the hood and take a look at its 4 core components. First up, you've got tracing. This lets you see the entire journey of your LLM calls from start to finish. Super useful. Next, evaluations. This lets you test your model against a known data set to get a real measure of its quality. Then you have embedding visualization. This is an incredibly powerful feature. It uses something called UMAP projections to let you literally see your data clusters and spot drift with your own eyes. And finally, RAG analysis, to really dig into the quality and relevance of what your retrieval system is digging up.
All right, theory is great, but let's make this practical. Imagine you have a RAG system, a retrieval augmented generation system running in production, and its quality is starting to tank. Your users are complaining that the answers just aren't as sharp as they used to be. Where do you even begin to look?
This is exactly where Phoenix just shines. Using its embedding visualization, you might instantly see that your underlying data has shifted. Boom, that's embedding drift. Then the RAG analysis tool confirms that because of this drift, your system is now pulling less relevant chunks of text to generate its answers. And just like that, you've found the root cause. Now you can apply a fix with confidence instead of just taking shots in the dark.
So that example gives us a great sense of the how, right? But who are the people actually using Phoenix day to day? Let's shift gears and focus on the who and the why to see what kind of problems they're solving with it. As you can see, it's a pretty wide range of folks. You've got ML engineers using it for live, in-the-moment production monitoring. Data scientists are in there optimizing those RAG systems we just talked about. Production teams are relying on it for mission-critical stuff, like embedding drift detection. And of course, you've got open-source fans using it for debugging and QA. Each one of these roles finds a really specific, high-value use for it.
All right, now for the question every single one of us has to ask. Is this the right tool for my stack, for my specific problems? Making the right choice here is absolutely crucial. So let's break down that decision.
Okay, so Phoenix is going to be a home run for you if you need that deep, specialized ML observability, especially if you're wrestling with a RAG system or trying to analyze embeddings. And the fact that it's open source is a huge plus for a lot of teams. But on the other hand, if you're all in on the LangChain ecosystem, a tool like Langsmith might just feel more natural. And hey, if your needs are pretty basic and simple logging is getting the job done, Phoenix might honestly be overkill.
And speaking of alternatives, it's always smart to know the landscape. Besides Phoenix, you've got Langsmith for the LangChain world, LangFuse, which is more of a general-purpose LLM observability tool, and AgentOps, which is hyper-focused on monitoring AI agents. And of course, there's always the option to build your own custom solution if your needs are truly unique.
Phew! Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. So let's wrap this up by boiling everything down to the most important points you should remember about Phoenix.
I want you to walk away from this with 3 main ideas that really get to the heart of what Phoenix brings to the table.
First, Phoenix's expertise applied. It's the result of Arize's years of experience in ML monitoring, all packaged up and tailored for LLMs. Second, it's engineer-focused. This is a tool for teams who need real, powerful insights, not just some vanity metrics on a dashboard. And third, it is open and specific. You get all the goodness of open source, plus these unique, hard-to-find features for analyzing embeddings and RAG systems.
And honestly, for a tool this powerful, getting started is refreshingly simple. A quick pip install is literally all it takes to start pulling Phoenix into your workflow and finally start lifting the lid on that black box.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to take back with you. After everything we've talked about today, what do you think is the biggest blind spot in your current AI stack? Is it that embedding drift? Is it retrieval quality? Phoenix gives you the tools to finally find out. Thanks so much for tuning in.